Hey guys, welcome to RC 2001, Writing Across the Curriculum, Fall 2022. I'm your instructor, Bill Torgerson. Most people, as they get to know me, call me Torg. You're welcome to do that. I've got a script over here that I'm going to follow along and try to hop into this as quickly as I can. This is an asynchronous class. That means that we will never meet at an assigned time during the day. You can work on your own time. And your assignments are due at 11:59 p.m. on the day that is listed that they're due. So if I'm here at the top of our page and I scroll down to look for the first assignment, it's due on Monday, August 22nd. The next one's due on Wednesday. The next one's due on Friday. And then if I click on this, there are instructions on how to do the assignment. And so I encourage you to read ahead a little bit. Sometimes assignments are Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Sometimes they're Tuesday, Friday, if the assignment might take a little longer. So, and then email me with any questions that you have, torgersonwj@fstate.edu. This page might look a little bit different than it does when you log in, because the welcome video is not on here yet, because I'm making that now. So after I finish this welcome video, I'll put that above the announcements. This is actually section 170 and 173. I teach two totally online classes. Both of those classes, all the students get loaded into this one class, and some of that is explained down here. There's no textbook to buy. It's already loaded. There are some course readings on here. So sometimes you'll click on this supplemental course readings in the instructions, and I've got some drafts, some PDFs of stuff that you'll read there. And then at other times we have this digital textbook, and if I click on that, it opens up. It can take a little time to load. We'll see if we can get it to load for you here real quick. There'll be one time you have to click kind of a I consent sort of button, and now I'm clicking into that textbook. And you do have an assignment coming up that's kind of a browsing the textbook. So I'll have you with some more instruction clicking around inside this digital textbook. So I communicate by email. I would encourage you to check your email every day of the week. You know, I wouldn't say this course is hard. If you do your work, grades are usually pretty good. But it is a fair amount of work. I think you'll find the workload's manageable and spaced out in a way that you can get it done. But a little bit to do Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I check my email every day. So by the end of the next day, Monday through Friday, you should get an email back from me. If you don't, you might want to double check with me. In the weekends, every once in a while, I might be a little slower to respond. So I'm in Google Docs here. Let's give you a quick tutorial on a couple things you're going to need to do in Google Docs. So if I'm logged in to my school email here, right here, I can click on Drive. I could actually click on Docs there. I a lot of times click on Drive. These are all my docs. I have tons and tons of docs. So I can go new, and I can do all kinds of things like upload one of the readings, which I already showed you. New Google Doc. You're going to make what we call an activity triangle. You're probably going to use Google Slides for that. So my welcome script here is in a doc. You name it here. The share button is very important. I have to change this to something like anyone with a link. And then viewer will usually do the trick. You could be commenter. I'm not going to give you guys the ability to edit my script here, but you could pick any of those things right there. I copy that link, and I'll be turning in that link a lot. Copy that link, and you'll turn that in to As You Learn quite a bit. Just a couple big ideas for the course. Writing across the curriculum. The curriculum are things like math majors, science majors, all the different kinds of writing that you do in the university, instead of just in an English class. And so this class is kind of a bridge from the kind of stuff you do in an English class to the kind of stuff you might do in another class here at App State or in the professional workplace. And so you'll get a chance to kind of, tailor that to yourself. If you're a math major, you might do a different kind of writing in this class than if you are an education major, and so forth. So I am looking to create community. I think even though we're in an online class, you're going to feel like you know me. You're going to feel like you get to know some of your classmates. We're going to talk about this idea of discourse, which is a group of people that have a common goal, like English teachers are a discourse, snowboarders are a discourse, Black Lives Matter activists are a discourse. So there's all kinds of different groups that share goals, and they have special ways of communicating. And so you'll get to pick one of those and do some projects related to the discourse that you chose. So I'm going to hit you with a couple highlights of some beliefs I have about writing and some tips for succeeding in the class. So now I'm back on our page. This syllabus here tells you how I will grade you. I'm going to move this over so you can see it a little bit better. And if I come down to like some of the things I believe about writing, everyone can learn to write more effectively. Writing is thinking. When you become a better writer, you become a better thinker, and so on. So you can dig in a little bit more on some of those things that I believe. Tips for success in the course. Don't glance at messages from me on your phone. It seems like a lot of students tend to forget those messages. So I see on my phone, oh yeah, I have this assignment, but then it's gone. Whereas if I'm on my email and I'm not opening emails until I'm ready to work, maybe I can keep a little bit better track. And we'll hit one more. Look ahead to upcoming assignments to see what work will be due. Plan ahead. Some assignments will be impossible to accomplish on time if you sit down at 11 p.m. to see what is due in an hour. Remember, your assignments are due at 11:59 p.m. So I've got some more tips here, all kinds of more information on that syllabus. Back to my script, which is over here. The readings, I showed you where there's 2 places to get readings. An About Me page. So one of your early assignments is going to be to create an About Me page. Yours does not have to be as long as mine. So you may or may not have used a portfolio before. Digication is a company that App State pays for a platform called a portfolio. And so this, you'll be making an About Me page and publishing some of your work here. Yours won't have to be this long. I'm going to take you through a couple things. So I started teaching in Indiana in 1995. I was really just consumed with being a basketball coach at that time. I taught 7th grade English, and I was a head boys basketball coach at this school in Indiana. And so this tells you a little bit more about, I ended up teaching at St. John's University in New York City, living in Queens and Connecticut. 2 different places as I taught there for 11 years. So I've moved around quite a bit. So my daughter, Charlotte, I am a lefty in my lefty shirt, which was the Father's Day present. This is my daughter, Isabel, now a freshman at Watauga High School here in Boone, now a junior at Watauga High School here in Boone. And we spend a lot of time on basketball. Here by my background, you can see Larry Bird, Kevin Durant right there. So we do a lot of basketball when we're not doing our school stuff. I have written novels and directed documentary films. My latest book, which has now been quite a while ago, I don't know when that was published, it was called The Coach's Wife, short stories, Horseshoe, based on my hometown of Winnemucca, Indiana, and then Love on the Big Screen, my first book about a college freshman whose understanding of love was shaped by late 80s romantic comedies. So that was really fun to write and inspired by some of my years as a college student. This picture's starting to get old. I met my wife, Megan, on a blind date set up by an assistant principal when I taught in Charlotte, North Carolina. So I tell you a little bit of just about my family here, the places we've lived. There's my girls again. Here they are when they were much younger. We lived in Asheville. It's my wife, Megan, over here. Now a realtor in town. This is when we lived in New York City. We lived in Queens, which is not Manhattan. And we were out, I think, on a ferry here. Family trip to Washington, D.C. a couple summers ago. My daughter now drives. She'd be mad at me for having a picture of her in her glasses. Megan looking ahead to Charlotte driving. So that's us. Almost done, if you're still with me. I do have a website, too, if you got interested. You know, some people don't care what I work on outside of class. Some people are interested. I did this little write-up about a trip we went on for Disney World. There's lots of different stuff on here. I write about basketball. I write about teaching writing. And I do a podcast. So that's, and for example, I directed a couple films I mentioned. My family and I rafted the entire length of the French Broad River, and so I did a little bit of writing about that if you scroll far enough. Okay, so that's me. Thanks for hanging with me. Let me know if you got questions. I'm super excited about working with you this semester.